So is the market still as strong as it was? Are still people ringing the phone line, sending you messages, wanting conversions done? And every time I see the kit, I think it just needs an engine transplant. Sometimes I know people, what they think they want isn't actually what they really need. Hello, so today we're talking about exterior styling for your transporter. I know not everybody likes exterior styling, but a lot do. Some don't like the standard vans when they're actually raised quite high and they just look boring. A lot of people do want this exterior styling. So today I'm actually coming to see Rob at Colebrook Transporters, and he's going to be talking to about some of the special kits which they provide. And you might see that we're in a bit of a different location to where we normally are. It's not outside. There is no fire pit. I've not even got my drinks because we're in a buzz. Not an ID buzz or a VW buzz. As you say down here, a bus. We're actually in a bus. It is a single decker buzz. What is this?
So, hi Steve, this is Devon and Cornwall's new safebus. So this is a commission we took on for Devon and Cornwall Police. So basically this is a safe environment. The bus is going to be used on Friday, Saturday, Sunday evenings. And then if anybody's out on the town, they've had too many to drink, they've got someone to drop somebody off. If anybody's feeling vulnerable, they've got somewhere to go, they can charge their phone, they can wait in a safe place for someone to come and pick them up. If anyone's had a knock, scrape, then there's a bit of a mobile A&E just to our left here, so they can sort of deal with minor injuries or call an ambulance if they need to. And it's basically just somewhere for people to come, hang out, be safe, and enjoy the rest of their evening.
Yeah, and it's got absolutely everything, hasn't it? You know, just looking around, it's got your 240 volts, it's got the 12-volt power adapter, it's got USB ports, it's got heating systems.
Yeah, so it's fully equipped for off-grid. So we've got nearly 1,000 watts of solar panel on the roof, 2 large lithium batteries under the seat arm sat on, and then a full Victron multi-plus system. So MPPT, DC-DC charger in here. We've got MPPT solar. We've got Victron multi-plus 3 kilowatt. So we've got plenty of power. There's external power points under the awning on the outside, so people can chill out on a chair, charge their phone up free of charge. We've got multiple power points spread throughout the bus for charging phones, running appliances. And then in the bit that's just behind us here, which is the kind of mobile A&E, they'll have blood pressure monitor, heart rate monitor, all that sort of stuff plugged in. So it's all fully equipped for that. So the bus will charge from solar during the day, can be plugged into the mains to charge, and then it's equipped to last for 3 to 4 days on its own in the dark. So that everybody manning the bus have got no issues with lack of power.
Excellent. And it's something which you've obviously done yourself. There's obviously a lot of nice woodwork in here. It's got the hex paneling, which personally I really do actually quite like that. And you've got all the machinery to do all this yourself here.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of the face panels have been cut on our CNC machine, and then all of the bespoke wood, with which you can see we've utilised the wheel arches, and anywhere that we can make use of dead space, all of that's been scribed by one of our cabinet makers. So Dean is really good with his hands, he's good at scribing, this is his sort of passion. So he's put all of the furniture together, yeah, so fully equipped for anything like that. And the use of the hex is quite interesting, because it's not naturally used as a kind of conversion material, although it is becoming more and more popular. But they were looking for something dark so that it didn't, it's to hide scratches, marks, and they wanted something super hard wearing. So we went with the Hexa board. It's birch laminated, it's protected. It looks really smart, I think. So
it's really smart.
Yeah, it's come together really nice. We're really proud of it. So police force are really proud of it. So we've got handover next week, which could be quite smart. And then an official launch will be middle of November. So anybody around Plymouth in the night time on a weekend, come and check the bus out if you need to charge your phone or anything.
Well, hopefully I won't actually need it myself, but maybe I might go and have a look at it.
Absolutely, yeah, of course, yeah. And they will be using it for events and stuff as well, so people will see it about.
No, it's good. It is pretty special. And, like we said, it is what you obviously do here.
Yeah.
And you've been going for many years now. Do you want to tell me a little bit how it all came about, where you've come from, etc.?
Absolutely, yeah. So I started my apprenticeship on commercial vehicles, so buses, trucks. Worked for a company called Volvo based in Saltash. I moved around a little bit, so I did some work with cars as well as with vehicles. Mid-20s, was kind of a little bit disillusioned with the trade, nearly left. But then decided that I could kind of do better on my own than working with somebody else. So I set up mobile, repairing cars, vans, in a van myself, rattling around Devon and Cornwall. And then took on some work, decided that I would then give up the mobile stuff because it's great in the summer, not so great in the winter. Took on a garage and then kind of grew from there. Always been into the Volkswagen scene. Bought a T4, started doing some bits and pieces to that, going to meets, going to shows, and we picked up some work. And within a couple of years, that's where Colebrook Transporters came from. So we've been specialising in transporters for about 10 years, and we've grown from strength to strength. So, it's basically from word of mouth and picking up the skills as we've gone along, really. So
Yeah, and that word of mouth, obviously, I'm very local myself. I've known about the brand, I've known about you for many years, and you've always come with that good reputation. There's often a lot of people always talking about the vehicles which you've actually done work on, and they're always good looking vehicles. And just looking around your premises now, you've got a lot of different types of vehicles. You've got T4s, you've got T5s, T6s, and an absolutely couple of beautiful T6.1s knocking around. So you do pretty much everything.
Yep, yeah. So we started off obviously with the mechanical garage, which is my background originally. We kind of fell into the conversions really through requests from people. We were getting customers in with vans and they were saying, oh, I like what you've done in the back of yours. Can I have a pop top? Can I have a rock and roll bed? And it kind of grew from there. The conversion side of the business now is about 60-70% of what we do. So it's kind of outgrown where we started off from originally. But we do everything from services, MOTs, right through to full bespoke conversions and things like the bus, so pretty much anything and everything.
So as far as me coming into you for a conversion, it's not a case of this is the conversion we do. It's what conversion do you want? We'll bespoke it for you. Is that
100%,
right?
yeah. So we have over the years built up 6 bespoke conversion designs of our own. So they're our kind of off the shelf. But when we meet with customers, what it's about for us is finding out how they want to use the van, what they need from the van, and then piecing the bits together. So we understand that no two people really want the same thing from every van. So although we do have those 6 bespoke conversion layouts that we can obviously sell you, we are more than equipped and quite happy to build something from scratch. And that's what we do. So
yeah, the reason I laughed there was because sometimes I know people, what they think they want isn't actually what they really need, if you know what I mean.
Oh, 100%.
So that consultative approach is perfect for them.
So we do like to meet face to face with everyone. We can obviously, send out templates. We can send out brochures of our 6 bespoke conversions, but predominantly we've been well known for doing the bespoke stuff for the sort of one-off. It's nice to have a really good mix of both of those. But we really want to sell the customer what they need from the van rather than what we sell. So over the last 10 years, we've built up a huge range of different products. So rather than sticking with one pop top and one rock and roll bed brand, we've kind of stretched our legs a little bit and tried to grab as many options as possible. So when we meet face to face with someone and they're not sure what they want, we can basically ask them, what do you need from the van? How are you going to use the van? Where are you going to use the van? And then we can piece those bits together and then we can build the conversion for them, which will cover everything they need, rather than trying to sell them the products that we've already got, if that makes sense. So, which makes life interesting.
Yeah,
so it means we've always got a good variety of stuff in the workshop. Real good mixture of our own. We do get people in that just want the classic style furniture and a rock and roll bed and a pop top, or twin seat conversion, which makes a double bed. We can, put people into our own designs, but we do a lot of bespoke stuff, which is kind of one off every time, which we're more than happy to do.
And on the scene, you certainly do see a lot of that around, don't you? I mean, when you go to these shows and things, there's not usually the same vans next to each other because there's just so many different variations, even on the themes of colour and styling. And, obviously that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, I mean, as far as the styling is concerned, and I never know how to say this, ABT, ABT, whatever it is. I always remember ABT, my friend, 15 years or so ago, he had an RS6, unbelievable car. And we always called it ABT because it was an ABT car. So obviously it must have been quite a bit of money. What is it? Is it ABT? Is it ABT? What is it?
I think predominantly it's both. We call it ABT. We talk to other dealers in the UK and it's ABT. We go to Germany and it's ABT and ABT. So predominantly it's both. Obviously it's spelled ABT in the UK. But it's a great bit of kit. It's a great product. So.
And not everybody can distribute it. Is that
right? No.
Right?
So there are set dealers. So we were lucky enough to be one. This is our 3rd year. So we've done quite a few. We'd like to do a bit more. But yeah, it is. They don't just sell it to anyone and everyone. I mean, you can buy kits. There are distributors that sell the kit for the DIY market, but on a whole, you need to be a dealer to be supplied with the bits and pieces. So you need to go to one of their recognised installers or retailers to buy the bits and pieces.
And what does the kit consist of?
So it can be bought as a whole kit, or it can be bought as individual parts. So both the vans we've got here do have the whole kit on, and they've both got a mixture of kits. So we've actually got a T6.1, which has the full T6.1 kit, but has the T6 rear valance and quad exhaust. We've actually got a facelifted T6 on its with a 6.1 facelift, which has the full T6.1 kit on there. So you can mix bits and pieces up.
Yeah.
There's options with the side skirts, but predominantly it comes with a front valance, which is secured to the original bumper, grille, side skirts. You get a rear tailgate spoiler, and then you get a rear bumper extension. Or with the T6.1, it's a whole new bumper with the quad exhausts on the back.
And every time I see the kit, I think it just needs an engine transplant.
Yeah.
It needs a big petrol engine.
It really
needs
does,
that
yeah.
V8 engine.
It's funny you should say that, because we've just done a project of our own, which was supposed to be a cheap bike van, but it's far from a cheap van now. So we've got T6.1 facelift, the full ABT kit on there, and then my mechanics in the workshop, who unfortunately don't always get in the limelight because it's all about the shiny things, the conversions. They wanted to kind of take that project and do something with it. So we have done some modifications to the engine, full stainless steel exhaust. We've done hybrid turbo on there, super chips remap the gearbox. It's on air ride, full PowerFlex bush kit throughout, H&R anti-roll bars. So we kind of something a little bit different. But in all honesty, what it probably wants is like a nice ABT powered
V8.
RS6 V8 in there, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it sounds awesome with the exhaust and the mods that we've done, and it does go better than the average transporter, but it's not a race van by any means. But the performance doesn't match the looks. 100%. Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. We really do probably.
But I think it's just a pipe dream kind of having that, because I know a few companies who've tried going down that route. I know somebody where you've got there's one up north, isn't there, which is a T5, which has got the 4.2
the blue
V8 engine in it.
That's
the
right,
blue one, T5. And then I know another company, which isn't too far away, and speaking to the owner of that, they've done it, and that came from it was an Audi S6, but it's a V10. They've got a V10 in there, but it's not running right. Well, they can get it to run, but there's something with the drive shafts that are
spacings and wheelbases and bits and pieces will be
but it's
completely
become
different.
a real headache. But yeah, because I always thought the Audi R8 V10 Plus. Yeah, let's get one of them in there. Let's see what happens with that.
Yeah, that would be pretty smart. Maybe on one of our future projects. I mean, up until this point, we've just tried to kind of do the modifications that we could offer to a customer. I mean, yes, if a customer came in and wanted to pay to put an Audi V10 in the back or in the front of their transporter, we would say yes. But obviously, it isn't going to be a cheap modification. But that would be pretty awesome.
And obviously with the kits as well, you can obviously provide wheels. You've got a nice display of wheels inside.
Yeah, so we do a fair bit of wheels. So we deal with a couple of large UK distribution companies. We've got a few on display, but the options are endless. I mean, to complete that kit, the vehicle does really want to be lowered. And, you want a nice set of wheels to fill the wheel arch. We also do the bigger brakes. So we do several different styles and sizes now of big brake, depending on wheel size, so that you can feel the wheel. So the wheel fills the arch and then the brakes fill the wheel. So yeah, it kind of completes that look, race van look again, but yeah, 100%.
So all these services which you're providing, obviously you've got your own CNC and you're doing all these various different modifications. The market is growing massively at the moment, or it certainly has in the last few years. So is the market still as strong as it was? Are still people ringing the phone line, sending you messages, wanting conversions done, or is it slowing with the economy the way it seems to be talked about at the moment?
No, honestly, I don't think the external economy has affected the camper market, or it certainly hasn't from our point of view. So, I mean, over the last 2 years since COVID, and I think people say that it's increased because of COVID, but in all honesty, we saw an increase before COVID. If I'm honest, 2019, 2020, right through to now, it's been a real steady influx. There's not been a quiet period. We go back to before 2019, it would be busy in the winter, not so busy in the summer because people wanted the campers. We're just seeing a steady stream of inquiries all year round now. It's definitely got busier the last couple of years, whether COVID's to blame for that, or I think people just realised that we live in a wonderful country and people don't travel around. Lots of people can say they've probably seen destinations abroad more than they've seen where they live themselves. And I think people like that, go anywhere, be able to travel and explore, and all of that sort of thing where we live, and spend the money on a vehicle rather than a foreign holiday. That vehicle is still an asset once you've had your holiday,
Yeah.
and that vehicle's a holiday every weekend, and it's a trip with the family, and it's family time, and all that sort of thing. I think that's more. I think people have realised that more rather than the fact they couldn't travel abroad to go on holiday. Because I think if it was more that they couldn't travel abroad to go on holiday, they would have just waited 12 months. They wouldn't necessarily go out and spend all their hard-earned money on a van and convert it to get a holiday. We all, obviously, in the industry would worry about there being a downturn, but there just doesn't appear to be one. It just seems to go from strength to strength, and we're seeing more and more and more inquiries on a weekly basis, more new customers on a weekly basis. And we've almost outgrown the place, to be honest. We could
Need
probably
a bigger building.
Yeah, we could do with some more staff. I'm not sure where we can house them. So we are trying to find nooks and crannies to put people, if that makes sense, to make the most of the place, definitely. But no, I mean, it's a great industry to be in.
And as you say, I mean, down here, you said beautiful places, and we certainly have no shortage of supply of beautiful places. Obviously, we're in Devon, we're on the border of Cornwall. There's some amazing places, and transporters are so popular down here.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, that you do see them, especially in summer. They're just flipping everywhere. It's a great vehicle to have. But do you actually get time? You're doing all these jobs, you've got all these customers, and you're trying to run a business. Do you find any time for yourself?
No, not really. So I mentioned earlier that obviously I'm into my mountain biking, so I've converted myself a van really just to transport my bike around. But no, it's Sunday fun day for me. But Sunday's my fun day and my family day, so it is pretty full on. It's 12, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, just to try and keep up with the demand, inquiries out, running the business, all the other bits and pieces behind the scenes that people don't see. But I still love it. I still enjoy it. I've incorporated my wife into it now, so I get to see
Perfect.
her. Yeah, so she's my right-hand man, if you like. Sophie, and she helps me with everything. Plus, it means that if she works here, then she can't be mad at me for being late home, but also we get to see each other.
Yes, a true family business.
100%.
Fantastic. Well, I really do appreciate your time today, and I also appreciate yours. So thank you very much for tuning in. It really is appreciated. I hope you've enjoyed today's topic. I've got lots more topics to come. If you haven't seen my latest Fire Pit conversation, you can have a look at that here. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I hope to see you soon.